Hey everybody, I've just had a question pop up on Facebook, which was how to create super cheap leads using Facebook ads, and specifically how to use Facebook videos to actually get extremely cheap leads. So I just hopped on a call, recorded the video, so that's coming up right any second. If you're watching on Facebook, then please drop a like, a comment, and also share it if you can. That'd be great. If you are on YouTube, then please just drop a comment, drop a like on it, and always subscribe if you want more videos like this. That'd be great. Okay, so let's hop into the video now, and let's see how we get this thing done. Find out how you actually can create a custom audience from people that have been watching a video of yours, and then retarget them with an ad. So what you actually do is you need a business Facebook business page, and then you will post a video onto that itself. Now you can do it that way, or you can do it another way. I tend to post it on my Facebook business page first, and then I go into audiences within Facebook Ads Manager and then create a custom audience. So I'm just going to pick one out randomly now. So I'm going to go to audiences, and then we're going to go to, you can see can you see my screen or not? Are you using a laptop or on your phone?
Yeah.
You can see it, right?
Yeah, I can see.
So I'm going to go here to, I'm going to create an audience, and I want a custom audience. So when that kicks in, hopefully it's going to do it. There we go. And this is going to be from sources, customer list, website, apps, and all this sort of thing. We want from video, and then we're going to create people who viewed at least 50% of my video, and then you can go to choose videos, and you can say within the last 7 days or the last 365 days, doesn't matter. So I'm just going to pick a video, and you're obviously going to make sure that you're on the right Facebook page for yourself as well. And let's just go for anyone. Let's just go for that one. So that was a short one. And that should be all right. We're going to hit confirm on that one. So that wasn't a long video, that one. I think it was, I don't know how long, it was 2 or 3 minutes tops or something like that. So now Facebook is going to create a custom audience of everyone that watched that video for at least half of the time. So if it's a 2-minute video, it's going to be everyone that listened to it for at least 1 minute. So I'm going to put Parker interview. If I could spell, that'd be great. Interview video 50% watched. Right. Hit create, and that's it. And it's going to take up to 30 minutes to do that. So, and then if I want to do something with that, then create an ad using the audience. Yep, that's exactly what I want to do. Now, I don't worry too much about the actual targeting goes, because if you use Facebook ads before, there's a whole bunch of targeting you can use from different countries, demographics, age, whether the male, female, the income levels, and all that sort of gubbins. Just don't tend to bother with that, because the initial targeting is done on the video itself. So in this case, it's just a video I stuck on my Facebook page. But if you were actually putting a video on your Facebook page and then using Facebook ads to promote that via video views, that's how you then drive up a lot of traffic to that initial video, which then builds your audience onto your custom audience, which is your 50% viewers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And obviously going forward, you can actually advance it. So let's say if I wanted to do like a series of 4 videos over 4 days, I could have it so that when I go into this, so I'm just going to go, this is going to be a traffic ad, because I want people to go to my page. And, oh gosh, it's going really slow again. So it's traffic to, and I can call this, it's saying reach Did I click reach? Click traffic. Yeah, okay. So you see how slow this thing is right now. So I just want to have that going to retarget Parker video viewers. This is just so that I can see what it is. So I know this is going to be retargeting the people that watch that video for at least 50%. Okay, and then I'm going to hit continue. Now this is where you would normally create your ad as you would do normally. So you can either use a static image if you wanted to do it, or you can actually use like another video itself. So we're back onto the actual ad itself. So we're using a saved audience, we're using this custom audience, which is Parker interview, 50% watched. Now, if you wanted to, you could then add in different custom audiences as well. So if you've got several videos that you put out, you could put it all on this. So you could just add another one here. So if I go into, let's say, saved audiences, and this might be a whole bunch of other audiences. So let's try and find one. There's a whole bunch of different ones, but there would be other ones as well, and you can also exclude an audience as well. So if, let's say, for example, you set up a custom audience on your thank you page, if you've got a lead capture page, you would then want to exclude people which have already become leads, and that's where you would add the exclude in. Does that make sense? Because then you're not going to send the same offer to people that have already took it. So you would then obviously make sure you exclude from that. People live in this location, you are just going to basically add in worldwide, because you want to make sure that it goes for everybody. And then you don't worry about all this ages and everything else, connection types and all that sort of thing as well. And then you just put your placements in like you would do with a regular ad and just run it straight away. Now, what I said before about putting custom audiences together. So let's say, for example, as I said before, I want to run a video. Let's say I want to do a launch on a Friday and I start on a Monday. So I might run a video ad on a Monday, a different one on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, okay? So that's 4 lots of video. And then if I want to then create a custom audience, I then want to create a custom audience of people that saw all 4 videos. Or I could say, right, I'm going to stick a load on the first one, so on the Monday, and then on the Tuesday, I'm going to target people which watched at least 50% of the first video. And then on the Wednesday, I want to target people that watched at least 50% of the first 2 videos. And then on Thursday, I want to target people that have watched at least 50% of all 3 videos. So of course the numbers are going to get smaller, but the actual cost per video view is really cheap. So you can actually end up with a very big amount of people off the first day, and then you sort of like start up here. So like Monday, 50% viewers, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. But by the time it gets to Thursday, those people have already watched at least 50% of your initial 3 videos. So they're going to be much more interested. They're going to be much more targeted because they've already seen your content. And you could do this, spread it out a little longer if you wanted to, and set your frequency so that people at least get 2 chances to watch the video, or even more so you can keep putting it into their newsfeed until they watch it. So you don't mind your frequency going up high, or you can set it like, well, I've said it before in a video ad, basically saying this is the only chance you're going to get to see this video, and set my frequency at 1, because then I know that people that are actually properly engaged are watching it. So you can change it up a little bit if you want. And then of course, when it comes to actually launching on the Friday, you know that the people seeing that ad have watched at least 50% of the last 4 videos that you put up. So they're going to be much more hyper targeted. You're going to have a smaller audience to go for, but your then opt-in rate should be outstanding and your cost per lead should be really low because of the engagement people went through initially. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the high ticket stuff where you're getting like $1,000 per sale on commission. Now, I would rather have a group of people of like 100, which are 10 times more likely to go ahead and then buy that product than have 1,000 people see the page and no one order it, because they haven't had that initial amount of value up front. They haven't had the engagement to begin with. So you're going to have to put some money through in ads to start with, and then you can retarget from that. And that is kind of like basically how the whole thing works. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. So what if they came to the sales page and they didn't put the email?
Yeah.
How do we retarget the same people?
Well, then you can actually...
They came to the page, but they
yeah. Well, that's fine. Then you can actually, using your Facebook pixel, if you've got your Facebook pixel on your landing page, you can create a custom audience, obviously inside of Facebook, of people which saw your landing page, but didn't actually go ahead and opt in. So you create a Facebook custom audience of landing page ABC, give it a name, ABC viewers, not leads. And then you've got another audience of ABC viewers, leads. And obviously you exclude the leads from the first ad, so you're not showing the same page to the same people, but then you can then retarget again. I mean, I've had it before. You might have seen it on Facebook where you'll get a sponsored ad come up saying, "Hi, I saw you checking out my site, but you haven't signed up yet. Just wondering if you just needed a few extra questions answering. Click this link below and check out our 7 top frequently asked questions," and something like that, which will then get them back into your system, back onto your page. And it might be a Q&A page where they can go ahead and then get back onto the lead page itself. So you then retargeting that way.
Can you show me how it is done? Like, what if I send a person to KBB website, but they didn't opt in? What would be the method for excluding those people?
Okay, right. So this is gonna. Let's just try and figure out a way of doing this where it's easy. I'd like to write it down, but I can't do that because it doesn't work. Let me just see if I can work it on Funnelish. All right. Okay. So we'll scroll out a little bit. I've got plenty to work with there. Good. Right. So let's go and opt in, and we want a thank you page as well. There we go. Right. And traffic. Just give me a sec while I try and work this up for you so it makes sense. So that is going to be so that's going to be the ad 1, and that is then going to be right. So anyone that goes to this page and doesn't become a lead is going to go to a custom audience here. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. So you start off with your ad after you've done your videos. You're then retargeting those people which are into this, and people that become a lead here, they are going to become so essentially this is what we're doing. We are actually having video ads here, creating those custom audiences over in this area here, and then producing a traffic ad to there, which will then send them to the opt-in, and we are going to exclude anyone that's already become a lead, because we don't want to show this page to someone who's already become a lead, yeah? And then you're obviously, anyone that doesn't become a lead, then you're going to then send them back to that ad. So if they haven't become a lead, or you can create a second. Put that over there. I just love this program, it's great. So add to retarget non-leads. So if they haven't become a lead, then they go over there. Hopefully that makes a bit of sense. Put that over there out of the way. So this is a kind of little mini ecosystem here now. So we've got the first ad, which they go to an opt-in. If they become a lead, that's great, and they go into your custom leads. And then, of course, you can then start adding them onto your email list as well. Just put them down here. So that is going to be, oh, come on. Oh, what have we got? Put that over here. So if they become a lead, they're going to go into your email list. And then, of course, if you're doing like the KBB, for example, once they've gone through this, once they've gone to the thank you, then you're going to then want to link them off to the actual sales page for the KBB. So that is where we do this. That's going to go there. And of course, you're going to have a whole bunch of emails as well, like an email follow-up system, which is all going to point back to, have you guessed it yet? It's going to go back to there. Each one of these emails is going to go back to this, because now every click that you get from an email is free. You've already spent the money on this end to get them, and that is where they're coming through. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. So we follow it through again, so to make sure we're doing it right. So we've got initial ad here, which is sending to an opt-in. If they become a lead, they go into a custom audience for leads, which we would then automatically exclude this from that first ad. So no one that's become a lead actually sees that first ad anyway. If they don't opt in, they go into audience which is not leads, and then they get the retargeting ad, which is ad 2, which sends them back to the opt-in. Okay, so if they do decide to do that, and then they've got this click here where they can go ahead and go to the KBB sales page itself, and you've also then gathered them on an email list, or you can get them on a messenger bot list, whichever way you want to do it. Email, I think, is probably easier, just in case you get a problem with your ads account. And then you can send them down a series of emails, sending them back to that sales page. Every time, like, they send out new swipe files or new things, you can actually put them back onto that one there. So if we go a little bit further back, we want to, let's have another couple of these. So let's go. So that is bid 1, all easy, 50% watched. And that's probably going to be easy to do that, actually. Yeah. 2 and bid 3. All right. Okay. So these are all going to be little audiences, which is going to make up the ad. So these are all custom audiences that you had videos. So you can start with one video if you want, which then sends them to the first ad, or you can start with multiples, or you can start with a combination of them. So you could do 3 different videos, and each time someone watches at least 50%, they then get retargeted on that first ad. or you can have a combination where they have to have watched all 3 and then they go to the ad.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, it's cool, man, doesn't it?